Hello, myself is Dr. Mrs. Vasanti Revatkar, Department of Botany, Sri Gnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon. In this lecture, I am going to explain endosperm and its type. The content of this topic are introduction, then silent feature of endosperm, functions of endosperm, non-endospermous or albuminous seeds, endospermous or albuminous seeds, then type of endosperm which contain nuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm and halobial endosperm. Then some terms related to endosperms, those are ruminate endosperm, mosaic endosperm, then xenia and metaxenia. Introduction. The endosperm is a tissue produced inside the seeds of most of the flowering plants following fertilization. It is triploid, meaning 3 chromosome sets per nucleus in most of the species. It surrounds the embryo and provides nutrition in the form of starch, though it can also contain oil and protein. The endosperm is formed when two male gametes inside the pollen grain reach interior of the female gametophyte called embryo sac. One male gamete fertilizes the egg cell forming zygote, while the other male gamete usually fuses with binucleate secondary nucleus forming primary endosperm cell, or its nucleus is called as 3N and often called it as a triple fusion nucleus. The cells create in the process of double fertilization develop into endosperm. Because it is formed by the separate fertilization, the endosperm constitute an organism separate from growing embryo. Then first of all we will see about the double fertilization. In the process of double fertilization, there are two male gametes will fuse. The first male gamete will fuse with the egg, and the process is called as syngamy, and the end product of syngamy is nothing but the zygote, which is diploid in nature. And when zygote undergoes the process of development, it produces embryo. While on the other hand, there is triple fusion, that is the fusion of another male gamete and two polar nuclei which is present in the embryo sac at the center. Then with the fusion of this male gamete with polar nuclei, primary endosperm nucleus is formed. It is also called as primary endosperm nucleus, which is triploid in nature, and afterward that primary endosperm nucleus form the endosperm, and this endosperm now we are going to study in detail. Here is the embryo sac which is showing the fertilization and one degenerating synergid and one another synergid is there. There is the zygote formation. But now in today's topic we are going to study the endosperm, and endosperm is nothing but the at the center of this embryo sac primary endosperm cell is produced, and primary endosperm nucleus is there with the result of triple fusion, and this is the main topic of this today's lecture. Then silent feature of endosperm. The endosperm development takes place by the triploid cell in the embryo sac, and the endosperm cells are mostly triploid, but in some plants they may be diploid. Example is water lily, or polyploid up to 15N, means 15 set of chromosome numbers can be added in the endosperm. In some of the dicot, mature seed contains food stored in the endosperm. They are called as endospermic or albuminous seed. Example castor. Then in bean or peas or gram seed, commonly called as pulses, the endosperm is completely absorbed during the development and food is stored into cotyledon. They are called as ex-albuminous seeds, means without endosperm, because the endosperm is already consumed by the seed. Then the endosperm mostly contains starch as a food reservoir, but it may contain fat also. Example is castor. Then endosperm provide nutrients to seed during dormancy. When the seed dormancy is there, and the seeds are not able to germinate, then the seeds are remain viable due to the presence of endosperm. The endosperm also contain hormones like cytokinin and helps in the cell differentiation. In grains like wheat, maize, barley, corn, that is the cereal, the main source of food is the endosperm. Then coconut water is the example of liquid endosperm. As we all know, there is the liquid endosperm in the coconut. The white flour used to prepare bread and biscuits, it is the white, that is wheat seed. This is maida, commonly called as maida. This is nothing but the endosperm. Then the outer layer of endosperm is the aleurone layer. It secretes the amylase enzyme which breaks down the starch contained in the endosperm to sugar for utilization by seedling. And the most silent feature is orchid seeds lack an endosperm. These are the non-endospermic seeds present in the orchids. Then functions of endosperm. Endosperm is important for growth of an embryo and stored food reservoir. Thus, they supply nutrients and provide protection to the developing embryo. Endospermic tissue have shown to regulate gene expression and seed germination. Then endosperm includes signals according to environmental condition of and regulates embryonic growth. The endosperm contains cytokinin which regulates cell differentiation. It may induce abortion of seed from the genetically mismatched cross. Then endosperm is nutritive tissue, as I told you earlier, stored in the seed. Then endosperm plays main role in the diet of human being. It is also main function of endosperm. Endosperm is found in all angiosperm except families Orchidaceae, then Podostemaceae and Trapezae. The seeds without endosperms, they are called as X-albuminous seeds or non-endospermous seed, and the seeds containing endosperm, they are called as the endospermous or albuminous seeds. This is the dicotyledon seed with endosperm. There is endosperm, we can see in the there, this is endosperm here, then seed coat, the cotyledon, shoot apex and radicle. But there are some non-endospermous seeds are also there. They are dicotyledon seed but without endosperm. Here is the example of bean seed. Bean seeds, as I told earlier, they consume the endosperm which is present inside the seed, and after that they remain without endosperm. They are called as the X-albuminous seeds. Then types of endosperm. Snarf in 1929 classified endosperm in 3 types on the basis of mode of development. The very important function, that is mode of how they develop. On the basis of that, he classified the endosperm into 3 types. The first one is nuclear type, nuclear endosperm. The second one is cellular endosperm, and third one is cellular halobial endosperm. This is the first one, nuclear endosperm, in which 3 nuclei are there. Then second is the cellular. All these endosperm contains the many cells, that is called as cellular endosperm. And halobial endosperm, the first division is the cellular and all successive divisions are the nuclear divisions. This is the third type. Then we will study one by one. Nuclear endosperm. In this type of endosperm, the division of primary endosperm nucleus and its further divisions, they are not followed by the wall formation, and therefore there are so many nucleus are present in the embryo sac. But in some plants, the nuclear endosperm becomes cellular at the later stages. Here we can see very perfectly, this is the embryo sac, and this is double fertilization stage, this is egg, and this is the synergid, and this is there is fertilization occur and zygote is produced here. At the center of this embryo sac, this is primary endosperm cell, and this is primary endosperm nucleus, which is triploid in nature, which is formed after the fertilization of second male gamete with the secondary nucleus, and now it is the primary endosperm nucleus which is also called as PEN. Now this primary endosperm nucleus, this one, the further divisions of this primary endosperm nucleus is only nuclear. No cell wall is formed in between these two or many, and they remain in a form of free nuclear stage, and this is called as the nuclear endosperm. Here we can see very easily, this is the embryo sac, upper at the micropylar end there is egg apparatus, then at the center there is secondary nucleus, and at the callosal end there is antipodals. And as we know, these two male gametes are discharged inside the embryo sac. Of them, one will fuse with the egg and another will fuse with this secondary nucleus, and there is formation of triploid PEN, that is primary endosperm nucleus. And after that, further divisions, they are mitotic divisions, no doubt, they are followed by the only nuclear divisions are there, and every nucleus now inside this colon, this is the embryo sac, are the triploid in nature, and that's why after that they remain in the periphery. Also the vacuole is there, and afterward when the divisions are more, then this gap is also filled by the nucleus, which each of them is triploid in nature, and that's why it is called as the nuclear endosperm. Then some characteristics of there of a nuclear endosperm. The primary endosperm nucleus divides repeatedly to form large number of free nuclei. No cell plate formation. This is the very important character in the nuclear endosperm, that is there is no cell plate formation takes place at this stage. A central vacuole appears later. It is followed by cell plate formation, which is centripetal. It is the most common type of endosperm found in cotton, maize, cypsela, coconut milk and wheat etc. It is the nuclear type. Then second type of endosperm is cellular endosperm. The cellular endosperm is characterized by the absence of free nuclear stage. Means every division of primary endosperm nucleus is followed by the wall formation, and therefore the occurrence of haustoria is the common feature of this type of endosperm. The haustoria may be micropylar or callosal and occasionally present in the same plant. Then cellular endosperm, it is not very common. In this type of development, division of PEN, that is karyokinesis, is followed by cytokinesis, and two cells are produced due to the transfer division, giving rise to callosal and micropylar chamber. And further division is similar, that is which leads to the formation of cellular endosperm. Means every division here, primary endosperm nucleus, and this is zygote. Then first division is also mitotic division, no doubt. There is formation of two nuclei, and these two nuclei, they are separated from each other by the formation of cell plate, and that's why two cells are formed. One first, this is the micropylar cell and this is the callosal cell. After that, every division will followed by the nuclear division will followed by the cell division, and that's why there is as many as nucleus there are cells, and therefore it is called as the cellular endosperm. Here we can see now again primary endosperm nucleus, this is, and every division is followed, every nuclear division is followed by the cell plate formation, and that's why there are number of nuclei and having the cells. There are all the whole embryo sac is nuclear, and that's why it is called as the nuclear cellular, and all this embryo sac is cellular, and that's why such type of endosperm is called as cellular endosperm. Cell wall formation occurs immediately after division. Subsequent divisions also accompanied by cell plate formation. As a result, endosperm becomes cellular from the beginning. Example, balsam, then petunia, barley, grass, then Utricularia, they are the examples of cellular endosperm. The third type of the endosperm is the halobial endosperm. In this type of endosperm development is common in monocotyledons. Davis in 1966 reported this endosperm in 14 monocot families. The first division is similar to the cellular endosperm, means here this is the embryo sac, and here after the double fertilization and triple fusion, primary endosperm nucleus is formed, and the first division of this primary endosperm nucleus is cellular, means when two nuclei are produced, there is cell plate formation in between these two nuclei, but in this case two cells are produced, but these two cells are unequal. Micropylar cell is larger while chalazial cell is smaller or shorter, and in the micropylar, then in the micropylar cell, first division is cellular and another subsequent divisions are nuclear. Therefore, in the chalazial cell, which is very small, it remains as it is, but in the micropylar cell, subsequent divisions are nuclear, and therefore this halobial endosperm is the intermediate type, a combination of both nuclear and cellular endosperm, that's halobial. Then these are the diagrams. PEN, that is primary endosperm nucleus, it is dividing. Micropylar cell is larger while chalazial cell is small, and after that in the micropylar cell, subsequent divisions are nuclear to produce many nuclei, and this is there is the growing embryo. Intermediate above two types. The example, members of order Halobialis, that is monocot. The order Halobialis name itself suggests the presence of halobial halobial endosperm. The first division is cellular, and however each division of this newly formed cell is the prenuclear division. But finally the endosperm becomes cellular following the pattern of development of nuclear endosperm. This is the halobial type. Then apart from these three types, nuclear, cellular and halobial endosperm, there are some terms related to endosperm, and those terms are ruminate endosperm, then mosaic endosperm, xenia and metaxenia. Now we will study what they are. Ruminate endosperm occurs in 4 families, Cruciferae, then Euphorbiaceae, Asteraceae and Anonaceae. These are some common families where their ruminate endosperm can occur. Here ruminate endosperm is the endosperm having irregular ridges and furrows on the surface. Example, Erica catechu and Meristica, that is Jaipur, and this is Erica catechu, means supari, we commonly called it as a supari. When we cut the supari or the nut into two parts, and transverse section shows as like this one, this is the ruminate endosperm. Ridges and furrows occur in the endosperm, and that's why it is called as the ruminate endosperm. These are the some example or diagrams of ruminate endosperm. Then second one is the mosaic endosperm. Mosaic itself, mosaic name itself suggests that there are some dots or patches of colored pigments, and that's why in some cases the tissue of endosperm is not homogeneous, but there are patches of different colors. Such type of endosperm is called as mosaic endosperm, and it was observed by Weber in 1990 in Gia maize, that is maize. In maize endosperm, red and white patches appear irregularly distributed. Here we can see here some dots are distributed over the seed, and that's why it is called as mosaic endosperm. Then the third of these endosperm is the xenia. It is also known as the xenia effect. In plant, effect of pollen on the seeds and fruits of the fertilized plant. The effect is separate from the contribution of the pollen towards the next generation. The term was coined in 1881 by the botanist Willem Albersford to refer the effect on maternal tissue including seed coat and pericarp. But at that time endosperm was also thought to be the maternal tissue. Here we can clearly see that in maize different colored grains are also there. These all are the hybrid maize, and we can see in very clearly. Then the next is the metaxenia, the effect of pollen parent on the developing maternal tissue of the seed or fruit outside the embryo and endosperm due to the hormones only. This is the definition of metaxenia. This direct effect of pollen on part of seeds and fruit lying outside the embryo and endosperm is called as metaxenia. The simplest and the most probable theory to explain metaxenia is that of the embryo or endosperm, both of them secrete hormones or suitable substances analog to them, which diffuse out into the tissue of the mother plant and constitute the seed and fruit, and their experts are specified effect on the tissue varying according to the effect. And this is the metaxenia. Then example of metaxenia endosperm in palm tree particularly. Here these are the palm fruits, and we can see very clearly they are of different colors due to the presence of hormones and the direct effect of pollen on the part of the seed and fruit laying outside the embryo and endosperm. These are the seeds, and on the seeds these are the effect of this pollen, and due to the pollen hormones the color changes. This is all about the metaxenia. Then thank you very much for your kind listening. Thank you.